Hello everyone! It is the last few days of Shorty September and I'm still in my ripped shorts extravaganza era. Like I finished all my prompts and then I decided just for like the last couple days of Shorty September to just whip out a load of things that meet sort of like the ripped shorts sort of genre, slashers, slash mysteries, slash just generally creepy. Like I'm ready for Halloween now. Like let's go. Okay, I think this is the last vlog for Shorty September 2024. So I'm gonna try to get in as many shorties as I can in this last couple days, and then we'll sort of put them together and assess them, shall we? Like, I love at the end of Shorty September, like putting all the books that you've read together in a stack. And then we'll sort of see which ones are 4 stars, etc. There's only one 5-star book. Can I get another 5-star book in the next couple days? I don't know, maybe. Okay, so like last time with the Rip Shorts Extravaganza, I've got a main book, okay? A main shorty I'm looking to annihilate in these next couple days. And then just a couple side quests, like tiny books, tiny non-fic books, like little short story things, graphic novels, etc. And I think we'll do that again for this time. Okay, are you ready? So our main book, the main shorty that we're going with today is What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. I love T. Kingfisher. I love her. I want to read everything she's ever written, and she's written loads, and I'm on my way. I've read absolutely loads of hers, okay? But there's still more to go. This one, What Feasts at Night, is actually a sequel to another one. So from what I've read so far, I'm about halfway through already. What I've read so far, I think it could be a standalone. Like if you wanted to skip the first one, just knowing that you're skipping the first one, you know, and just go to the second one, I think that would be okay. They do mention it. It is like a direct carry on. And they do mention what happened before, like, oh, that other incident with the mushrooms, you know. And there's a couple people who know each other through that. But nothing has happened so far where you needed to have that previous information. It seems to be a completely different, separate incident, just with the same people. Anyway, so the first one was it was like a retelling of the fall of the House of Usher. Okay, it was way creepy, and I like no spoilers because I think that you should read that one as well. But it had to do with like zombie mushrooms, which do actually exist, and I feel like don't Google it. Like, don't do it, bro. Like, that's gonna be a mistake for you, okay? But this second one has the same people in the same, like, made-up world. So it's like a parallel universe to 19th century Europe. So it's very similar in a lot of things, but also, like, completely different. So it's like a made-up country that our main character comes from called Galicia, okay? And our main character is Alex Easton. They are they. Because in the tradition of their country, there's men and there's women, but there's also sworn soldiers who are non-binary sort of members of like the military, and they do like campaigns and like wars and cleanup efforts and stuff like that. And our Alex is part of that sworn soldier thing. And they're a brilliant character. They're funny, like, they're brave, like they're witty, and they travel around with their trusty sidekick who they met on some sort of military campaign at some point. Okay, and this particular one does not deal with zombie mushrooms. It deals with a potential like Moroi, or like something they're calling a Moroi. I don't know if that's a real sort of Central European like traditional thing or not. But it's like a superstition that the people there have for a kind of supernatural entity which comes into your house as some kind of animal or some kind of bug or bird or something, and then kills you slowly and like sits on your chest at night and like causes nightmares and stuff like this. And it is causing them nightmares, like they don't sleep well in the house. Also, the people of the village won't come to the house because the superstition has them like afraid of it. And it causes like inhuman stillness and quiet, you know, like a supernatural nothingness and like a feeling of nothing. It's just sort of like a kind of supernatural darkness or like a curse on the house that may or may not actually exist. We don't really know. They had a priest in the house over to have a chat, and he's like, I've been trying to talk to the people and sort of get them out of these, you know, silly superstitions because they're country folk, and obviously that stuff doesn't really exist. But you've got this widow from the village working in the house who's the sort of cleaner and chef lady, and she definitely feels like that's definitely something. And she's brought her grandson to work in the house with her, and now he's sort of come down with some sort of weird malady. So creepy. Oh, I love it. Okay, right now, Maisie and I have to go to Cafe Nero so that people can come in and view our house. Normally, I take her there and I take like a little thin roll-up mat because she's a greyhound and she's 12 years old, so it hurts her little leggies to lay on bare floor. So I give her like a little roll-up mat. But we have to go there for like 2 hours this time. And I'm worried about her little leggies. So, stay with me here, okay? I feel like I'm possessed of a demon and that I'm gonna try to take that whole damn bed with me to Cafe Nero. Like, we have to walk there, first of all. So first of all, I gotta figure out a way to pack it up and take it with me. And then while we're walking there, I gotta figure out a way, if she shits, to pick up her poop while also holding that mat, okay? And then once we get there, I gotta find the courage to not be weirdo about my ridiculous flapping out my massive bed just in Cafe Nero. And pretending like it's like no big deal, like not even mentioning it, like it's a massive elephant in the room, and like not even say anything about it, just sort of like sit down next to people, whap out my massive dog bed, you know, and then just be like, oh my god, the weather today, so nice. What do you think, Maisie? Weird adventure? Are you up for a weird adventure? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're always up for a weird adventure. Okay, I gotta go running before my kid gets back from Thorpe Park, but lightning library haul. Are you ready? Starting with Kiddo Stack first. Peanut Butter and Crackers, Puppy Problems. The series is super cute. It's about 2 dogs. My kid has read one of these already. Bat Pig, Too Pig to Fail. Another one where my kid has read one in the series. Super cute. It's about like a superhero pig dude. Making Friends. I don't know what this is about, but it is very similar to a bunch of other ones that my kid has read before. She actually loves those. And this random one that I found, I'm not even sure is gonna be good or that she'll like it, but it has to do with cheer and high school, and my kid is super into that at the minute, so we'll see. Now my stack. This is one of those super tiny ones that I love that are like the £1 reads. Dead Man Talking by Roddy Doyle. I think it's roughly about a guy who's supposed to die tomorrow. I don't know really why. Brain Camp. I think this one is about like some sort of summer camp where they have brainwashing and murders and various weird crap. Okay. Eat the Rich. This one is like a comic, but it's by Sarah Gailey, who I've read her like novels, not her sort of graphic novels, but just the normal ones, and they're good. And then this complete weird mystery of a book called apparently Salem Brownstone, but I can't find like any information at all about it. It just looks like a bit creepy. That's literally all I know about it. So we'll see like what kind of mystery pans out with that. That is what we call a bitchin' haul, my dudes. Oh my god. My dog is not a Velcro dog. She's the cool girl. She would take you or leave you, okay? Like, she likes to do her own thing, but when it's time to go outside for walkies, my god, I need to brush my teeth and do a poop. Maisie, like, come on, give me some space. Close your wardrobe doors, yeah? Keep it tidy in here. Oh, Maisie! We'll go for walkies in a minute. Maisie, seriously, can you please back up? I need some more space than this to tie my shoes. Okay, so we're in the parking lot of the Carvery down the road from the airport, waiting for James' plane to come in for us to for him to text us. We're bored as shit because now his plane is delayed. So we're gonna fulfill a promise that we said yesterday. We've had a request that ANWEN say her favorite Halloween spooky themed graphic novels, okay, to get you ready for spooky season. Okay, she's supposed to do 5, but we've actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've done 7 instead. Okay, so ready? Are you ready? 7 best spooky themed Halloween graphic novels.
Alright, so first one is Fake Blood. So it's about this guy who has a crush on this girl in like school, and this girl is like a
vampire hunter,
and the boy is like wants to be a vampire, you know.
He thinks that she's into vampires.
Yeah.
So he pretends to be a vampire.
Yeah. So he would be into her, and then turns out their teacher is actually a vampire.
And he gets confused as well because he thinks the kid's a vampire, and he's like, "You are a fellow vampire."
Next is this one called 8th Grade Witch, and this is actually a really good book because you can choose your ending, and it always goes to like a really bad ending. So like your friend gets eaten by a gigantic spider.
What's the point of it? Like, what are you trying to work towards? The ending that is like the best ending.
You're trying to work.
Is it just to survive and not die?
Well, I'm not telling you the ending because I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, right, okay.
Just in case you want to read it.
Okay.
Third is Stitchhead. It's about this little dude because this master is like lonely, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he made this dude, but then forgot about him for like years. So he's just been in the closet for ages.
There's like a mob of people, like an angry mob from the village. They want to kill the science guy. So Stitchhead has to save his dude.
Yeah, his man.
Okay.
Next we have Evil Emperor. Emperor, that's what I said. It's about like a penguin, an evil scientist penguin, who wants to take over the world, and he has like all these little minion things that help him, and there's his octopus master, and it's all funny. It's really, really funny.
So penguin tries to take over the world.
And they go for like this time machine trying to...
Evil scientists.
Oh no, they're like really young, and it's so funny. Then we have Garlic and the Witch, where it's like this little garlic dude. This person was really lonely, so she planted a bunch of live like fruit.
The witch sort of made her vegetables come to life.
And now this girl wants to kill this vampire, but turns out the vampire's really nice. And next we have Oja Waja. We talked about this.
We read this one this month. It's a new favorite, isn't it?
New faves.
Okay.
So, like, this monster took over the school bully's, like... Mind. So then, at the end of the story, basically they try to save the school bully. And then, turns out that the monster was just jealous.
Misunderstood humanity, but still wants to be part of humanity.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, and then he gets trapped in. Well, he wants to get trapped in the story.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the end. Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Then we have.
We also talked about this one this month. We also read this one recently.
What was it called? Airy Tales.
Okay, from the School of Screams. Okay, what's up with this one, Squish?
So, these kids just are telling stories, one at each other, and then they're like really creepy stories, really funny stories, really happy stories. But like one of them is like supposed to be creepy, but also really funny.
And there's like a twist ending.
Oh yeah, the ending and the teacher. Oh my God, I'm not spoiling that.
Okay, that's the end. Thank you for coming to ANWEN'S TED Talk.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have been reading Spirit Week by Marcks. Super cute. Super cute. I've just finished it. Okay, so it takes place in Colorado, where I went to school, like high school. It takes place in Estes Park, which is where the hotel for The Shining actually is. It's in Estes Park. It's like the Overlook Hotel, I think, in that. But in this one is about a hotel called the Underlook Hotel. Okay, we've got a bunch of sort of like kids who are invited to the hotel by the caretaker to make a movie which reminds the owner of the hotel sort of who he is and what his story is and what the story of the hotel is, because he's got early onset dementia and he's forgetting. But then things take a turn, and we've got all the kids sort of trying to come up with a way to save the hotel because now it's in danger. And then we have another sort of villain who may or may not be a vampire, or may just be a dude dressed as a vampire, who sort of comes out of nowhere near the end. And I personally feel like whole thing 4 stars. Also, loads of Colorado awesomeness throughout. Like, everyone's wearing a Colorado flag, which is actually how people in Colorado behave. If you're there and you're from there and you're not wearing the flag, what are you even doing? Sort of deal. So I loved it. 4 stars. I recommend for spooky season. And yes, we are still in the car 2 hours later. Thank you for asking. I need to pee. Oh my god, I fucking love this movie so much. Do you guys remember that show on Nickelodeon in the 90s called Are You Afraid of the Dark? Where it was like these friends, they were called the Midnight Society, and they'd like go into the woods and have a campfire, and they'd like tell scary stories. So each episode would be like one member's story, you know, and they'd like have like sugar or something in a sack, and they'd be like, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this story The Snake in a Bag, and they'd like throw it and it'd go like that onto a fire. Okay, anyway, fucking love that show, and they've done like a remake of it to like a more modern version, which isn't as good, but which I still enjoy, and I've watched with my kid. Anyway, they have this series now, the Are You Afraid of the Dark, like graphic novel book series. I got this one from the library, and I was hoping that it would be banging because I freaking love that show, but I didn't actually love this so much. Like, the art is quite good. The idea is still there. The cheesiness is still there with like the members in the fire and everything, and they're like telling the story, which I appreciate. Also, I enjoyed the sort of like modern take on the stories, because there's one story with 2 dads, which I don't think you'd ever find in the 90s, but I'm for it. But the stories weren't very good. The stories were a bit crap. Like, one of the stories has like an alien dog or something, and it didn't really work. So I'm gonna give that 3 stars, because I did enjoy the art, and also just like sheer nostalgia factor. It is a series. I think there are more of them, so I'm gonna try to get more. See what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed.
Is that bacon?
Hey, I finished it, and it was brilliant. I'm gonna go with 4 stars. I didn't love it specifically as much as I loved the first one, which was based on the original sort of Fall of the House of Usher. But I did really like it, and I think I just really, really liked the first one. Do you know what I mean? So it sort of made it unfair then in comparing for the second one, because the second one is really good, just like not as amazing as the first one. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I really like the ending. Okay, I like the creepiness. It's a really clever sort of world building as well. This sort of like alternate universe 19th century. And again, like, just T. Kingfisher is my absolute queen, and I'm gonna read everything that she comes out with just until I die, or she dies. Okay, that's a wrap on Shorty September. That's the end. These are all the books that I've read in September. There are 22 of them. So, like, to be fair, it wasn't far off a full, like, you know, book a day situation, but I'm glad I didn't try to go whole hog like that again this year, because I might have driven myself crazy. It's very busy. But overall, despite reading fewer books and having like a more chill time of it, I had like a sort of a lesser turnout this year than other years. Other years I had absolutely loads of 5-star books, but this one I only had one 5-star book and the rest were 4 and 3-star books. So I mean, no 2 stars, which is good. No, I think I had like one DNF. No DNFs. I had no DNFs. Oh yes, I did. I had mezzanine. Rip mezzanine. Poor mezzanine. But I think, you know, nothing was absolutely terrible. Just, you know, very few things were, you know, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Did anyone else have a September like that where it's just sort of, you know, okay. So I've got them all here with like their little star ratings, right? Like, just like me over here with like sticky notes and like scissors, okay, like a child. But so here was our one 5-star book, the Aja Waja. Okay, that was brilliant. I think everyone should read that. It was a graphic novel. So these ones here were my graphic novels, and these ones were like regular books. But all of the graphic novels, apart from this one, this sort of Are You Afraid of the Dark one last night, all of them were at least 4 stars. They were so good. Like, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, I 100% recommend those. This one was kind of like a normal book, kind of like a graphic novel. It was sort of a bit in the middle. But that was our one 5-star, okay? And then we had a couple sort of 3 stars, say, these ones were 3 stars, but Strangers, despite being a 3-star book, I would say the movie, like 90 million stars out of 5 stars, like way more than 5 stars. That 5-star movie, loved it so much. Okay, but then, you know, we had another sort of go for like sort of 3 stars. So for that one was a 4-star one. I quite liked Song for Quiet. I'm gonna read the other ones in the series for that one. What Feast at Night we just finished, that was pretty good. Fear Street and this like apocalypse one, also this one where she sells her soul to the devil, 4 stars definitely. Thin Air, I think I was just in a terrible mood, unfortunately. I think, to be completely honest with you, I could have loved that one if I was in a mood to love anything. I might have to give it another go. But also, these illustrated history things, I've got the UFO one still to go, and I'm really excited to give that a go. Oh my god, it's so emotional. It's the end of another Shorty September. Here's my little journal spread of it all. Sort of tried to keep track of like what was read when, and sort of make sort of like a highlights thing at the bottom like that. Lissai. Also, I can finally give loads of these back to the library. I normally I read a book from the library and then I give it back, but because I wanted to like do this, I wanted to like put them all together and like do a photo, I haven't taken them back, and some of them I have gotten an email saying that someone else has booked them and they're back. So I feel really bad about it. So I'm gonna take them back literally right now. Okay, thus concludes my favorite part of the year. October's next, so spooky reads, and I did not burn out in Shorty September because I was good and responsible. So moving on to spooky reads, my dudes, let's do it. I think my next video, maybe like in a bit, give me a bit, like maybe a week or so, my next video I think is going to be about spooky reads, and I'm just gonna like throw myself fully into like the spookiness. Like I'm gonna throw my kid into spookiness as well. Like, you know, it's not against her will, she's super into it, but you know, like you know, oh, I'm making her do it, we're down. If you've gotten this far, thank you for watching. If you've hung out with me all in September, thank you. This has been a blast. It's been so fun. And obviously, it makes it 8,000 times more fun when y'all hang out with me. Okay, how was your Shorty September? How did it go? Like, how many 5-star reads? If you had a million of them, you know, what are some of them so I can write them down? Or if you've already told me, I may have already written them down. Like, you know, did you have loads of 3-star and 4-star ones, or mainly 5 stars? You know, like, how did it go? What are your October plans? Okay, I'll see you next time.